I want to talk about famous people we've met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Del Boy, if you're listening, because I know you probably are. Do you know what I mean? It was me that egged you, yeah? I was like, woo, 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 like this. Next thing I look to my right, and about 5 seats along is Roman Abramovich. Thanks for everything. As if he did it for me.
Yeah.
Next thing you just see his mouth open, and he's following Crespo, and Crespo opens the door and gets in there, and I just turned around and I went, see you later, bruv. Yeah.
So you got a photo with Giggs.
Do you know what?
Danny Junglist gets a photo with Giggs. I get a photo with Giggs. Pull up my photo. You can't see me or him in the photo. The sun was shining. But I'm day one.
Yeah.
I'm day one Giggs fan.
You are.
And my photo was dead.
Yeah.
SaSaSaS, SaSaSaS show. Best of the best of the best with the very fresh flow.
I want to jump onto another subject, yeah? I want to talk about, famous people we've met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? This is quite a funny story, right? So I was at a Chelsea game. I can't remember who we were playing. And next thing I look to my right, and about 5 seats along is Roman Abramovich.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. And I went, like, me and my mate were going like, oi, Roman.
Were you just sitting in the crowd?
Bruv, sitting, no lie, in the same row as me, about 5 seats along, yeah? And I turned around, this is in the shed, yeah, shed upper. And I turned around and I went, Roman. And like, he turned around to me and he went, shh.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to you, right? And I was like, but we were all like, right, Roman's there, right? You know, like, it's Roman, innit? I was like, Roman's there. And like, next thing you know, it obviously went round the ground. So what happened was, people were walking from one side of the stand to the other to go and shake his hand and everything. Okay. So what we did is I said to my mate Warren, I was like, Warren, let's leave. But what we'll do is we'll leave and walk past him so he has to get up for us. Yeah. Right? And anyway, so we walked up and like I nodded at him and I went, all right, yeah. And then you know, so we walked out and then we got downstairs to the stand and I was like, bruv, I want to go and say, like, I want to shake his hand. I want to go, you know, it's Roman, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, I went back up and I'm not being funny, yeah, I was actually shaking and I don't really get like about me. But I walked up and his security guards, he had all security guards around him and his security guard proper stared in my eyes as if to say, move. Yeah. And I went up and I went and I put my hand out to shake his hand and I went, do you know what I said to him? Thanks for everything. As if he did it for me. Yeah. Now, I actually afterwards, I remember thinking, like, it was so funny because I remember thinking to myself, I can't believe I just said to Roman, thanks for everything. Yeah. As if he did it for me personally, you know what I mean? But that was mad.
Is that probably the most famous person you've met?
I mean,
it's most impactful one you've met.
Well, I mean, I suppose, I've met like Danny Dyer. I was on a film with him when I did Football Factory. And what I love about Danny is I was chatting to him for ages on the set. And so if you ever watch Football Factory, yeah, I'm playing a Spurs fan. We're in the pub and Chelsea basically come and smash us up. So I'm getting beaten up in the film, but I'm also in the extras part afterwards talking to the camera. Anyway, the weirdest thing is I met Danny again about like 3 months later, and I didn't like. What I loved about him is he remembered me. Oh, okay. Because I said to him, "Oh, Danny," and he went, "Oh, you was at Tottenham mob, weren't you?" And I went, "Well." I said, "I'm Chelsea, but I was," and he went, "Oh," because he's a proper hammer, isn't he? He's But you know, he was chatting like how we are chatting, lovely guy. And I've met him another couple of times since, and he's always been cool. And he has that, you know, that skibber thing where they make you feel like special, you know. Skibber used to make everyone feel special.
Loads of people have said that.
And Danny Dyer was like that. So that was another. I mean, you know how famous he is. I don't know. To me, he's like one of us. He's just made it.
Of course,
like, do you know what I mean?
He's definitely in the public eye. Yeah. Most people in this country would know who he is.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
In terms of, oh man,
what about you?
I've got a story for you, mate. Like,
you met Arsene Wenger, innit?
I've never met Arsene Wenger. No. I've never really met any Arsene. I was very close to meeting Ian Wright once, but he had to go, man. Do you know what I mean? Right. Everyone was mobbing him, and I was literally the next in line. He's already told about 5 people, I've got to go to Sky Sports or wherever he was going. And I was like, I didn't want to be that guy. I had to hold him there. You know, I know what it's like. So Ian Wright was close, but it didn't happen. All right. People who know me know one of my favourite rappers is Giggs. Yeah. Since day one, Walk in the Park, SM1, the freestyles, you know, the Western tune, all of that, he's one of my favourites. When a Giggs project comes out, I'm like, yes, bang, it's on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Take time out of my day, it's on, right? So you're playing at Park Life. SaSaS, right?
Do you remember that? Yeah. Oh, my God,
I remember. Yes. Break it down right now. So I'm playing at Park Life, SaSaS. Giggs I think he's the main actor. Yeah. We've performed there as well. I think we're on the same stage. Yeah. And then like, I'm thinking, well, Giggs has shown me love over the years. Yeah, he's done a post about an album, the Harry Shotter Show album.
That's right.
He put a post up saying I've downloaded this and loving this album.
Yeah.
He reached out to me when I did the Fire in the Booth with Charlie Sloth, my first one, which was on my own. So I've got a sort of talking relationship with him on social media. He follows me and all that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I thought, I might as well take my chance. One of my favourite rappers. Let me just see if I can chat to him for a minute. So I get to the door. The guy's trying to not let me in. I goes, yo, Giggs, it's Shotter. He goes, oh, let him in, man. Let him in. You come in behind me as well, don't you? So a few of the man them come in now.
Yeah.
I think Danny came in, Danny Jungleist as well.
Did Danny there?
I believe so, because Danny was driving that day. Shout out to Danny Jungleist, man.
Yes, big up Dan.
But yeah, so that basically came in there now, and he was just mad cool, and his rider was huge.
Yeah.
He had a huge rider.
Yeah.
And I just remember him saying, "I'll take a bottle of brandy if you want."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, Hennessy, lovely." You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, "Yeah, nice bottle of brandy for the rest of the day." I think we had to go somewhere else, and then you know what it was? It was Detonate.
It was Detonate.
We went to Park Life later. Yeah. So this was Detonate Festival in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Anyway, so it's all good. Vibes are right, and I'm like, yeah. Let me. No. You said first. Let's get a photo.
Yeah.
So you got a photo with Giggs.
Do you know what?
Danny Jungleist gets a photo with Giggs. I get a photo with Giggs. I don't get a photo. I don't want. Also, I'm thinking like, no, he's welcomed us into. He had his own trailer and everything. He's been mad cool. He's given us a bottle of brandy. He's let us all take photos. I'm gonna let him have his time now before his show to like do his thing, rather than be like all groupie up in there. Do you know what I mean? Let him do his thing, innit? So then, cool. Get in the car. Like, that was wicked meeting Giggs, man. It was sick. Pull up my photo. You can't see me or him in the photo. The sun was shining.
Oh,
like,
do you know? Listen,
I tried to make people.
Do you know how devastated he was from that?
I don't ask for photos.
No.
I remember Stormin saying to me one time when AJ Tracy was there, I said we should get a photo. I go, no, he's Tottenham.
Yeah.
Don't want a photo. Nothing against AJ, but he's Tottenham.
Listen, I've got to tell you
I don't move with the ops.
So I had a photo with Giggs that day.
Yes.
And it was a great photo.
It's a great photo.
And you know what it is? Giggs was laughing in the photo. Do you remember?
Fantasy and Danny Jungleist have got these perfect Giggs photos. Now, I'm jealous because I know you like Giggs.
I love Giggs.
I know you like his music.
Yeah.
But I'm day one.
Yeah.
I'm day one Giggs fan.
You are.
And my photo was dead.
Yeah.
I even tried to get this. Do you remember, is it Harry Tour Life?
Yeah.
He even tried to fix it up for me, done all sorts of... Guys, we've got to sort it out.
It was the sun. The sun in the background was...
You know what I mean? So like... For me, that was like someone I've grown up listening to who I love. I got my photo, I got to chill with him for a bit. I looked at my photo and then these lot are all going, oh, what a great photo. They put it all in their social media the next day. I'm sitting there brewing like... Oh,
mate. Do you know what?
Was
Big
so
up
dead.
Giggs, because like, it is true. Like what it is, and when we released Harry Shotter Show album, I know he was like showing mad love. And
you know what, with Giggs?
That's proper. I love that, man.
He does that with artists.
Yeah,
he always boosts other artists. He always, shares other people's music, all of that good stuff, man. So shout out to Giggs all day long. Yeah, man, 100%.
I want to talk about another person. Right, so there's two people. I mentioned him earlier, Hernan Crespo. Right, so what it is like my mate Mark, you call him Arsenal Mark, but it's my mate Mark Steer. He's like one of my closest mates.
Chatterbox.
Chatterbox online. He's such a lovely guy. He's one of my best mates. And he basically, his dad used to work for Chelsea Football Club. He was like head player coordinator. And one day, because I live out by Heathrow, he turned around to me one day and he was like, listen, do you mind taking like one of the players, like Chelsea players, back to Heathrow? They've got, you're going up that way. And I was like, yeah, of course. Anyway, Hernan Crespo turned up.
Oh, wow.
And what it is like, he said to me, like just before I was picking him up, look, Crespo's going to come out. And I'll tell you now, Crespo was such a lovely guy, a legend, yeah. And the thing is so what happened was then every time he had to fly back, I think he was going back to Italy. I think his family were in Italy. Yeah. He used to ask for me to like pick him up when it was a home game. So the only thing is I'd have to leave the ground about 5-10 minutes early to go and get the car to go pull up outside.
Right,
and the next
it's rolling like that.
Next thing you see all these security guards coming out and he's just jumping in my car. And I remember there was a promoter that I knew, Chelsea fan, and he was outside and he was like, oh, what are you saying, bruv? And I'm like, cool, man. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, I'm picking up Crespo, giving it the big one.
Yeah.
So he's looking, I've got the window open and I'm watching. I see Crespo and he's like, yeah, man, how's everything? And like, yeah, man, I've got this and that going on. And next thing you just see his mouth open and he's following Crespo, and Crespo opens the door and gets in there, and I just turned around and I went, see you later, bruv. And then he called me later and he went, bruv, Crespo just got in your car. I was like, yeah. That's a Crespo, isn't it? But I'll tell you another story I got.
We got time for one more, we got to get out of here,
I know, right. Listen, you know Del Boy. David.
Oh, yeah,
Chelsea.
David Jason.
Right.
Do you call him David Chelsea then?
No, David Jason. David Jason. So, look, right, Del Boy is an absolute institution in British comedy.
Only Fools and Horses.
Only Fools and Horses, right? If you haven't seen it, go back. You could rewatch them. They're brilliant, right? So anyway, like, I remember when I was growing up, they were filming in my area. So I must have been about I'd have been around under 10, sort of 8, 9, 10 or whatever. And what happened is I see him, and I went to him. I was like, Del Boy, and he turned around and told me to F off.
Oh, wow.
I was so fuming. I went home and I emptied all the eggs out of my mum's fridge. And David Jason had 6 eggs that day. I egged him.
What? How did you know where he was?
Because he was filming about 4 roads up from me. So I was walking around. I was on
egged Del Boy?
Yeah, too right, man. Then, check this out, another funny story. So I was throwing eggs. I don't know if I hit him because I obviously threw and ran. I was like, whoom, 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 like this.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Del Boy, if you're listening, because I know you probably are, do you know what I mean? It was me that egged you, yeah? And like when I was about 9 years old, because you told me to F off. You were my hero up until that point. And I was ready for the rest of my life to tell everyone about Del Boy, man. Me and Del go back. But you told me to F off. I was a kid.
You got egged.
Dickhead. But anyway, so check this out. The weirdest thing is I didn't realise this, that he lived in my area.
Oh, right.
So when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, I used to see him down the shop every other day. I'd see him down the shop. I never said nothing to him. I would never said, I was the guy that egged you.
Yeah. Well, he knows now.
Well, he knows
Cat's
now.
out the bag.
But anyway, but the thing is, I just thought to myself, why are you so rude, man? I'm like a fan. But then, you know, as I'm older now and I think about it, I was probably the 80th person that day that went, Del Boy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah.
It's a good story, though. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. And one other thing I've got to tell you, the Queen.
You met the Queen?
Yeah, my missus. I meet her every day. So on that note, listen, unless you have any more famous people.
No, I've hardly met anyone famous, mate.
Bruv, he's just too humble. Me, I'm on Twitter going, yeah, I just met Del Boy. I just egged him. Do you know what? If Twitter was around then, I'd have probably filmed it. Or like, you know what I mean? Anyway,
that'd be a great TikTok moment.
I wonder if all of the Del Boy, like the Little Mix fans, all the Del Boy fans are gonna go at me. Can you imagine?
I've never
that?
said nothing about Little Mix today.
The funny thing is, the Del Boy fans, the Del Boy fans that probably don't even have social media.
True.
Yeah, so I think I'll be safe there. But anyway, listen, it's been fun.
It's been wicked, man. Once again, get well, Shabba. You will see him on the next podcast, the next series of podcasts. Yeah. And yeah, man, keep subscribing, keep liking. Remember, the podcast is available on all platforms. So if you're on Spotify, if you use the podcast
Apple
app,
Music,
YouTube, all of that.
Amazon.
Come check us, man.
YouTube, you name it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Oh, there you go. That's the alarm to finish. Peace.
Lovely stuff.
SaSaSaS, beats and bars, fresh. Don't know it heavy. The best of the best of the best. So awesome if they're ready. Yes. SaSaS, beats and bars, fresh. Don't know it heavy. The best of the best of the best. So awesome if they're ready. Yes.